anyone to talk about Singles Inferno Season 5 with, that is why I am here. You've come to the right place. Hi, my name is Kwanai. This is my channel, Kwanai Covers. Welcome, and please take a seat and be comfortable. So I'm just going to be doing episodes 1, and what we're going to focus on is the first impression, first introduction of the girls and the guys that are going to be on the island. Quick synopsis of what this show is about. Singles Inferno, hot people on an island trying to go to a hotel as a couple and trying to find love at the end of the show. They've made the island to make it seem a little bit like you're glamping. So, you know, it's comfortable but not really. So there's limited ingredients on food that you get. You're eating carrots and canned chicken breast. Yeah, and they have you walking all the way up the road, down the road for egg, and food is in a bag over a pool that you have to tightrope walk. Listen, they're making it that you want to go to paradise, which is basically a all-inclusive 5-star hotel that has everything you can possibly think of in terms of food and comfort. So the goal is for the couples to get there, but in order to get there, they have to pick each other. And you may think simple enough. No. People always mismatching and not connecting with each other because people always want people who don't want them, and who want them they don't want. Isn't this a story of everybody's life? Now, the first contestant that appeared, Hyunjae, and in his intro he said he likes a youthful, sweet, genuine woman, and he says women normally chase him. I could see that. He looks like a K-pop idol. He just has that idol face. And if you're a K-pop fan or a Korean dating show fan, you know what I'm talking about. Then we had Seung-il. Oh, when I saw Seung-il, I have to say, he's very cute. If I was single, he would be my type. Just his face.
Just his face.
Well, his entire body. Seung-il would be my type. Anyway, so he says he's extremely competitive to the point where if he doesn't win something, he can't sleep at night. You know, to me, that's setting up for something to come in the future. He says he's not easily hooked on anyone, but he normally gets whatever or whoever he wants without fail. I don't know, that spells trouble, but we will see. Now, after those two guys were introduced, walking down, we got the lady, Hee-sun, and I thought she looked really nice and sexy. She said that she's a very proactive person who goes for what she wants. She made sure to tell us that she's a cheerleader who is very flexible. And it's not that my mind is dirty, I think everybody's thinking the same thing. What else could being flexible do as a winning point in a relationship? Yeah, you and I thought it. Then we met Hyun-woo, he looks very strong. He said he's confident in his physical strength. I could see. And he says he normally is approached by older women and they normally tend to find him cute. I can see that. He has that baby face look with that big build. I think he's attractive. Then we were introduced to Go-eun with the cat-like face, which is a popular look these days, I think, from what I've seen online in the current beauty standard. She looks like a mix of Neon and Jennie together. She's just so pretty. She's so pretty. She says there's nothing that she doesn't like about herself. She says she likes her eyes, ears, nose, mouth, lip, butt, cheek, shoulder, everything. I love a confident girl. So I'm like, she's gonna be the one everyone's gonna be fighting over him. That's what I thought. Then we have Jae-jin who came in. I liked his look. I thought he was handsome. He says he could be described as immature. I think he's a little quirky. I think he's definitely a little different compared to the others. He literally, when he entered, you know how they have to sit down and watch each other enter? When he came, he paced back and forth before he took his seat. Some people could see that as weird. Some people could see that as confidence. And I kind of think that gives off a vibe that he's pretty confident. Then we were introduced to Yejin. She just seemed like a nice, quiet, she looked like the girl next door to me. That's the vibe that she gave off. Nice, quiet. She says all she has to do to get a guy is just make eye contact. I don't know if that has ever worked for me. Maybe. I can't remember that working for me. I think people like me after they get to know my personality. Then we met Seung-min, who has such a cute baby face. He says he likes calm, comfortable relationships that start off as friendships. I do think a lot of those relationships can last really long. I think it's a blessing to find someone who's like a friend who becomes romantic, who you are also romantically interested in. And those kind of relationships might end up being the most stable, to be honest. Then we got to meet Minji. Honestly, when I saw her, I thought she looked so good. She just looks so healthy. Apparently she's already popular, so maybe the contestants would know her. Do you guys think people that are very popular should be allowed to come on a show like this? Do you think it would give them a one-up on other contestants? What do you think about that? Like famous people who have a household name already. I think we have to note, they're all sitting on watching the other people come in, and you have to note certain interactions kind of to pick up who might be interested in who. And what I noticed was that Seung-il did say something to Minji when she came. So I thought, is he interested in Minji? Well, we'll find out. So that's everyone that came in immediately, right? After that, they all went to the kitchen. And so things of note that happened. Again, you might think it's just the kitchen. What's there to talk about? Nope. Small interactions happen here that normally tells who is into who's following who's hanging around who. So they went to the kitchen, they're all mingling, cutting up carrots, and I didn't know you need 5 people to prepare a carrot, but they like to do a lot of things together. I don't know if it's just a Korean culture or what, but they do everything together, it seems. Except for Jae-jin, who's just walking around with his hand behind his back looking. Apparently, though, he's allergic to carrots, so, but he didn't even put out the spoons. But that made me even more intrigued, like, I want to see what this guy is about. While the others are washing up and stuff, nothing much happened at this point because they immediately had to do a pick of who they like or whose first impression they liked much faster than they usually do. So that was a bit shocking for me. After everyone got the chance to write down the name of the person that they liked, pick the most popular guy and girl, meaning anyone who would have gotten more than 1 vote, they get to pick who they want to go to Inferno. So the most popular girl ended up being Minji. She was so shocked because she thought it was gonna be Gohan, but I also thought that, so I completely understand Minji. When she was saying how pretty she is, I understand. She's gorgeous. And then the most popular guy was Jae-jin. No, I did not see that coming. I mean, I did not see it coming, but I understand it because it's the mystique. People are curious about him. And then Heesun and Gohan, who were both pretty confident it was gonna be them, yeah, they didn't get picked. What I think is crazy about these shows is how a lot of these people in their circles are probably amongst the prettiest in their circles, so they're used to so much attention. But when hot people all come together on these kind of shows where there's other hot or hotter people, it's like they get a different kind of reality check of how life is for people who were not as attractive around them. I always find that so intriguing, how it's like they were so confident and then their confidence kind of falls being on these shows. Like, you have to have really tough skin or a high sense of self to where a little competition doesn't make you go crazy on these shows. Anyway, so after the couples have been paired up, they head out to Paradise. You know, they get in the helicopter, they're out in Paradise, and at Paradise is where they would reveal their age and their jobs, and they get to know more about each other, which is very important. And this is where we found out that Seung-min is actually older than he looks. He's 29, but he literally looks so young. It's that baby face. Oh, I didn't say, sorry, I'm skipping ahead. Minji picked Seung-min as her date for Paradise, while Jae-jin picked Ye-jin. I thought they were gonna be a done deal because they were giving each other eyes, and then he picked her, so I was like, okay, this is our couple. That's gonna be like the couple, right? Well, we will see. So what happened is that Seung-min, I thought, why would Minji pick Seung-min? I didn't get any vibe that these two would work. And surprise, surprise, there was no chemistry. It's obvious that Minji likes him, but he does not feel the same, because while she says she's feeling excited, they're literally in the pool, she's in a bikini, which if a guy is really attracted to you, you being next to him in a bikini would make him excited. He says he feels mellow. You could say it's his personality or it's just the early part of the show, but I saw no chemistry between these two, so I'm like, I don't think this is gonna work. Then there was Yejin and Jaejin, another couple that was really kind of boring. And apparently, Jaejin is a little bit too odd for Yejin, although their name together is so good. I feel like their names make them sound like they were meant to be. So I don't know if this couple is gonna end up together either. Like, let me just quickly say their occupation. So Seung-min, who's 29, is an Seung-min, who is 29, is an obstetrician. The people that work with glasses. Then you have Minji, who is a track athlete. She runs shows by those beautiful legs. She's 27. Then you have Jaejin. He is 27. He acts younger than he looks. He's a dancer, which I found to be impressive. I like dancing as well. I thought he looked really cool in that dancing clip that they had of him. Then Yejin, surprisingly, is older than Jaejin. She's 29 and she's an announcer, a freelance announcer. I think that job suit her pretty well. Sometimes I do think the job and age changes how the couples feel about each other. So in terms of the reveal of age, I think that made Yejin a little bit less interested in Jaejin, even more than before, because she seems like she wants someone who feels older than her, even if he's not older than her. As for Minji and Seung-min, I don't think they cared about age that much. There's no sparks flying in these two paradise couples. So let's talk about what's going back in Inferno, which sometimes there is more interesting things happening back in Inferno than there is in Paradise. So said, so done. Because right after they left for Paradise, two new male and female contestants came. They did not show the faces of these contestants, which is why we're going to go into episode 2 to really get into the nitty-gritty of it.